Dr. Andy Rango. Today I'm addressing raising productivity by promoting the soft skills in your staff. Let me say that the soft skills are very important, but more often than not, they are assumed or they are not taken care of. We look at how beautiful the papers are. We look at how good the experience is. But when we remember, when we forget about the soft skills of every employee, that they count at the point of the productivity, because these people will not work on their own. They will work as a team. This is now greater than the aspect of the teamwork. In the team, we may pretend and do things, but when it comes to the soft part of it, even in the social intelligence of the individual workers, it becomes very critical. Look at the social intelligence of every worker and every person in the way that this person is able to get along with the others. People are very skillful and people are very intelligent. Their IQs are very high. But when it comes to how do they gel together with the others, it becomes a big challenge. One, because of the different personalities, and we appreciate that. Different backgrounds, we appreciate all that. But you remember there is the strategic direction, the strategic objective of the organization that need to be taken care of by these people who have different personalities, different backgrounds, different feelings and worldviews. But now when we take care of their soft skills, we are home and dry. What do I mean? We need to streamline how people communicate. We need to streamline how social sensitive people are with the others. And I want to emphasize on that. The social intelligence or the street smart, that person, how she or he is able to get along with the others, matters a lot when it comes to staff productivity and even personal productivity as far as the workers are concerned. I want to build some weight on social intelligence. This is where navigating social environment and the ability to stand and to fit into that social environment without any issues. What do I mean? The ability for a person to come in and join into a team or join a team, enter and stand there and be able to fit into that social environment, and within a short time, she is able to connect with everyone. Sometimes it is mistaken for populism. It is not. The social intelligence, that ability to interpret the social environment and shape the social landscape for the achievement of the common goal of the organization, is a very, very important skill. What influences this ability to get into a corporation or into an organization, stand very fast the social environment, get into the landscape, and you are part and parcel of the team, and you are able now to gel yourself into the other people. It is very important. What matters mostly is how do you communicate or how do you verbalize your words. Social intelligence has a special focus on verbal fluency. Why? Because you will quickly judge a person who is talking like a machine, and at some point she's not even understood. That quick way of talking interrupts the fluency of the communication, and therefore verbal fluency is very important in determining the social intelligence in an individual. The other thing that is very important is conversational skills. When it comes to conversational skills, it is how does this person converse? How is this person delivering the verbal communication? How is this person able to go through a conversation with the proper understanding, with good listening, and also good talking interval? Is this person allowing others to talk? Is this person waiting to answer or waiting, listening keenly to understand? It is called effective listening, which I'll mention later. The knowledge of the social laws, rules, and everything to do with how am I, what am I meant for in the organization? What is my social law? What are the rules? How far? What are the social boundaries? What are the rules and the regulations within the institution? How can I talk to my boss? How can I talk to my juniors? Up to how far can we take a joke, and what kind of a joke can it be? That is very, very important. It is part of the knowledge of the social laws, rules, and the scripts within the organization. The aspect of effective listening skills is very important. This is at this point that we talk about listening actively. Do not just be silent. Sometimes when somebody talks and the other person is not responding, can be interpreted as rudeness. And that one now jeopardizes the social intelligence that we are talking about. But when you are able to converse and actively respond, like saying, yes, I understand that. Yes, I didn't think that was the right way. Short interruptions without cutting short the conversation of the other person is very, very important. And above all, hearing what is not even said. Understanding what makes the other people tick is another social skill that is very important. It actually hits the meter for social intelligence very fast. Do you understand what makes other people happy? What makes other people alert? When you get into a meeting, can you check and see without anybody telling you, at what point does this person get like more alert than ever before? That is the aspect of social intelligence. However, this evening or today, I would like us to look at conversational skills. What does it mean to have conversational skills? As very key issue as far as the soft skills are concerned. You bear me witness that the way somebody talks is the very key indicator of what is identified with her as far as her character is concerned, her confidentiality is concerned, her shouting is concerned, her correction is concerned, how composed this person is. Just by the way somebody talks, you will know how assertive, how firm, how truthful this person is, and all that is part of social intelligence. So let me give a little more emphasis on conversational skills. Number one, learn to talk slowly. Do not rush into a conversation. Take time to listen. Warm up for the conversation. Let you behave like you have all the time in the world. Take your time to reflect on what is in discussion. Sometimes it is very embarrassing to jump into a conversation which had been progressing and before you came in, and when you get into it, you make everybody to go back to where they were from the beginning. It is a bit embarrassing, and it also betrays the social intelligence in terms of your conversational skills. You need to gain focus and get centered or even get corrected. You just get a bit composed. In other words, you warm up for the conversation. Don't be in a hurry to get into it until probably you are invited into the conversation. And nobody will invite you into a conversation if you have just arrived and then you don't know what was going on. And that is also another one thing that is very bad about getting to a meeting rate. Now, number two, hold more contact eye. Most of us take 2/3 of our talk time keeping the eye contact. We can do better than 2/3. 2/3 of the time that we are conversing or we are talking, we keep the eye contact with the people that we are talking to. It is better to improve it to a higher amount or to a higher level so that you can actually have better conversation skills. It is better to keep the eye contact and remember not to gaze. The eye contact conveys confidence. The eye contact makes you be seen as one who is confident about what he's talking about. If you are talking about talk about something and you are looking at the other side, people will doubt whether you have really grasped the idea that you want to express, whether you are really just conveying another person's message, or it is within you that the conviction is coming from. And therefore, more contact of the eye is very important. An eye contact also brings presence into the conversation. You have felt you are in it. It shows interest in the interaction with those that you are in conversation with. Number 3, notice the details. Be attentive to details and note them. If somebody has a unique accent, probably that is not very, very friendly to your ears, notice that and up your game as far as your conversation is concerned. Meaning, you need now to create a way that you will keep on politely interrupting, politely asking, can I have your repeat or come again? Have a language. You'll also have a way of chipping your language in case a point is talked over and it was not very clear. If somebody has like a beautiful ring, it is good to notice and also commend for them for that. Also, point out anything that is unique even in their tone. You will know somebody is up because it's more emotions have been channeled into that aspect because the tone has even gone up. So that is part of the conversational skills that we need to gain so that we may also know at the point that we are responding, are we going to respond with an equal magnitude of emphasis, or we are going to calm down? Because if the emotions were high, then you are able to calm down by coming in a very slow way. Now, the other thing that is very important is have unique compliments. Okay, there is the general compliments. You look smart. You are okay. Your voice sounded well. But there are unique compliments that one may also make on the people that you are conversing with. That you make these people either know something that they didn't know. Probably somebody is very emphatic and all sympathetic or empathetic. Some of these unique things need to be brought out in the conversation so that this person can also be able to converse more or even to come out as original or as original as possible. And that will only come as when you give unique compliments and avoiding the general compliments, all just putting them together. You help these people know themselves better, and you also get to woo them on your side. The last thing that I would like us to check on or to look at in the conversational skills is express your emotion. The ability to express your emotion is another very, very key soft skill that actually so much determines your ability to enter or to engage in a productive conversation. I usually tell people, you are not a newspaper, which is just to convey the message. You are a human being. You have a soul. And your soul, that is where your emotions meet or they sit. Your mind, your intellect, your listening. Let you express yourself and your emotions in every conversation, though with a lot of care, so that you don't also go overboard. Let you remember that you need, if it is a very engaging and very provoking conversation, your ability to handle anger, your ability even to keep silent, your ability even to listen carefully to what could be pricking your heart is very important. And in that case, then if you are not a newspaper, then you need to express your emotions. Be comfortable to say how you feel about a certain thing, and with a very mastered language, express your feelings about the facts. And it is also very good to note that at the emotional level, that is where people connect most. All disconnect most. So at this point, I would say your conversational skills are very important. And I summarize by saying this. Number 1, talk slowly. Number 2, hold more eye contact. Number 3, notice details or be attentive to details, both physical and also in conversation. And also have unique compliments. And then finally, express your emotions in every conversation. Know how to say no, how to say yes, and for what reason. Thank you so much.